A loaded show on the docket for today's San Francisco 49ers report, and it is all presented and sponsored by RexMD, the #1 leader in men's telehealth. You can find out for yourself at rexmd.com/chat. I'll put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video, and we'll tell you more about RexMD coming up here in just a few moments. Let's begin today's show with this, and I thought this was pretty interesting that I saw on the internet, that the Green Bay Packers could show interest in Sam Darnold if he has a good camp for San Francisco and if Jordan Love does not fulfill expectations after Green Bay moved on from Aaron Rodgers in that odd move. Trey Lance against Sam Darnold is going to be a fascinating battle in camp. You're looking at Sam Darnold as a player who's trying to resurrect his career after he's been a bust up to this point since being that #3 pick out of USC by the New York Jets in 2018. And then you have another #3 overall pick in Trey Lance, who is trying to jumpstart his career because up to this point, he's only made 4 starts in his NFL career and a combined 21 starts, going all the way back to 2019, split between his time at the NFL level and at North Dakota State. Both of them are trying to earn massive roles for this team or maybe a different team, either this year or moving forward. And when you canvass the landscape of the NFL, this is going to be one of the more interesting training camp battles among all teams in the NFL, Trey Lance against Sam Darnold, for the reasons that both of them have so much to play for. And Darnold last year, final 6 games of 2022, a lot of people have brought up his stat line here and said, maybe Kyle Shanahan will be able to extract the best out of Darnold. He went 4-2, 82 of 140, completed less than 59% of his throws, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Throughout his career, he has certainly had a lot of issues with ball security, making bad throws, bad mistakes, ill-advised turnovers, and completion percentage has been a big problem for Sam Darnold. Yes, he did go 4-2, still completed sub 59%. So who is the better quarterback here? Is it Darnold, type SD? Is it Trey Lance, type TL? You let your voices be heard down in that comment section. Let's now go to Javon Hargrave. Could Javon Hargrave pop off in 2023? Heading into the offseason, I had said Nick Bosa needs some help. The San Francisco 49ers need more sack production. They were able to address that in signing Javon Hargrave, their big-ticket free agent acquisition this offseason. You look at what he's tallied over the last 4 years. He has been one of the best defensive tackles in football, right up there with Chris Jones, who I think is #1, Aaron Donald, Jeffrey Simmons, Javon Hargrave, right in that category, if not right after those players. And a big reason for that is his emergence the last few years. Started off his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers and was a very solid player. Signed a big-ticket deal with Philadelphia, and last year he was awesome. 11 sacks. The year before that, 7.5 sacks. But you look at his quarterback pressures as well. 57, 61, 37, 49 over the last 4 years. No better season than 2022 when he had those 11 sacks, those 57 pressures, 16 quarterback hits, and those 10 tackles for loss. He figures to be a massive, massive force along this defensive line, and I think he's going to help out Nick Bosa here. CBS Sports with this write-up on Hargrave, too, calling him one of the biggest impact players on the defensive side of the ball for all teams this year. This big man was solid in Pittsburgh, then became special for the Eagles during their 2022 title bid. Now, he's only joining the most talented defensive front of his career, suiting up alongside Nick Bosa, Arik Armstead, in front of Fred Warner and Greenlaw. If he's as disruptive as he was in his 11-sack breakout, he should help San Francisco remain a true power in the NFC. And the Niners are hoping to get that production from him as well. So how many sacks will Hargrave have in 2023? I think he's going to be a double-digit sack guy. I'm going to go with 11 just because there will be sacks to be had for a guy like Bosa, Arik Armstead, hopefully Drake Jackson as well. your questions on the other side. But first, today's show is sponsored by RexMD. 90% off and only pay $2 per dosage at rexmd.com/chat, the #1 leader in men's telehealth. Fellas, do you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom? Do you wish you could have a more fulfilling sex life? Well, you're not alone. That's why we're excited to tell you about RexMD, the online source for men's wellness. RexMD offers an easy and discreet way to get the medication you need for ED without having to visit a doctor's office. With just a few clicks, you can have your medication delivered straight to your door and at a fraction of the cost of traditional pharmacies. RexMD's team of licensed physicians will work with you to find the right treatment plan, and their medication is made in the USA, so you can trust its quality. Plus, their customer support team is available 24/7 to answer any questions or concerns you may have. So if you're ready to take control of your sex life and say goodbye to ED, head on over to rexmd.com/chat. Start your consultation today. Take advantage of their best deal they've ever offered and save up to 90% off and only pay $2 per dosage with our exclusive link. It is rexmd.com/chat for this limited time deal. Starter packs of generic Viagra or Cialis are now available for our listeners to get started. That is rexmd.com/chat for up to 90% off. Let's start to take your questions here. Evan Hinders sent all of the hosts here at Chat Sports some trading cards the other day. He's a real one. Whoever loses, I guess is what he meant to say, between Lance and Darnold will be traded to Green Bay. So that was what we talked about a little bit earlier. And yeah, like outside of Jordan Love, that quarterback room is not good. And frankly, I don't think that Jordan Love is going to have a great year. I don't think he's very good, frankly. So the loser of that battle could go there as some quarterback insurance or maybe a better option than Jordan Love. What new to 187? What training camp battles are you going to watch the most besides the quarterback battle? Yeah, it's a good question. I want to see how Colton McKivitz holds up at right tackle. I want to see how Spencer Burford plays at right guard. Both of them have been penciled in as starters as of right now. Wide receiver 3, can Danny Gray emerge, or will Jawan Jennings hold him off? I think Jennings is such a good security blanket, so he might have the inside track at that battle. So that's really it offensively, outside of obviously quarterback. Defensively, Cleveland Ferrell against Drake Jackson. Backup defensive tackle, can Javon Greenlaw earn those reps behind Hargrave and Arik Armstead? Who will be linebacker 3? Will it be one of the rookies, or will it be Marcelino McCrary-Ball? Cornerback 2, I think, will go to Diamador Lenore, but if he struggles, then that position could be up for taking and up for grabs. Slot corner, Samuel Womack against Isaiah Oliver. Very good training camp battle. And then you have Jair Brown against Deshaun Gibson. And then the kicker battle, too. Jake Moody against Zane Gonzalez. If Jake Moody loses it after being a third-round pick, that right there is just an unmitigated disaster for where you drafted him. Evan Hinders with another one. 49ers, should they sign William Jackson from Pittsburgh? I think he's cooked. I think he's done. And I actually think the Niners have good cornerback depth. They want to see if Ambry Thomas can be a solid backup for them after he was really disappointing last year. Byron McCants, what's up, Chase? What up, brother? Do you think the Niners should go after DeAndre Hopkins or Cook? Mainly Cook, to reassure that Christian McCaffrey stays healthy. So you're talking about Dalvin Cook here. DeAndre Hopkins, good player, would give the Niners a player and a prototype at wide receiver that they don't have, because they don't really have that big-bodied, tall, jump ball, climb the ladder, go get it, red zone type of wide receiver. Now, you can use George Kittle in that type of role, but you're not going to put Kittle on one of those back corner fades. So he fits a profile that you currently do not have on this Niners roster. He's going to be way too expensive, though, I believe. And I think he's going to go to a team that pays him a little bit more than what the Niners can afford. And then with Dalvin Cook, solid player, but I thought we saw some signs of decline last year. And I'm not a fan of investing too much into that running back position. You're investing a lot in Christian McCaffrey. and that allows you to pay more important positions elsewhere. And then as backups, you have Elijah Mitchell on a cheap rookie deal, and then Jordan Mason on that UDFA deal. Ty Davis-Price, we'll see what happens with him. So I think they're capable. They might not be as talented as Dalvin Cook. But if you have Cook and CMC, I think that's just a little bit too much. And I like the young players on that roster and them being cost-controlled assets as well. Thanks for those questions that did come in. Y'all are the best. We appreciate the faithful as always. And if you want to reach out to me, if you didn't get your questions answered, you can do that Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. Give me a follow and say what's up.